Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. We get straight into the headlines. United States reaffirms its commitment to working with the Zambian government. Ruling PF receives defectors from NDC. Iran targets US troops with ballistic missiles. And 170 people feared dead in Iran plane crash. Join us after this. To present the Kopala TV main news, my name is Wabwila Musongole. Residents in the mining town of Chingola on the Copper Belt have rioted following a spate of suspected ritual killings that have rocked the area. The riots started around 9 hours, and by midday state police were still engaged in running battles with irate residents. Major roads such as the Solwezi Chingola and Chingola Chililabombwe roads were blocked by protesters. Stones and logs were used to block the roads. A Chingola resident, Chipoka Mulenga, has told Kopala TV News that military personnel had to be called in to quell the riot. In Chiwempala Township, some shops were looted by the rioters. Copperbelt Police Commissioner Charity Katanga could not be reached for comment by press time as her mobile phone went unanswered. Kopala TV will update you with the story as it unfolds. The United States has reaffirmed its commitment to working with the Zambian government on matters of mutual interest. This is despite a recent brawl between the two governments over gay rights. Monica Bedu has details in the following report.
The United States U.S. government says it will continue to engage the Zambian government on cross-cutting issues despite the expulsion of its ambassador from the country last month. U.S. State Department Press Officer for African Affairs, Vanessa Arness, has disclosed this to Kopala TV. Ms. Arness says, despite the expulsion of Ambassador Daniel Foote from Zambia, the U.S. government will continue to engage Zambia on a wide range of issues, including human rights and good governance, which are critical to improving the lives of its people. The government of Zambia has been engaged in a diplomatic brawl with the U.S. This was after its former envoy to Zambia, Ambassador Daniel Foote, made scorching remarks on the jailing of a gay couple to 15 years in prison. The government of Zambia has been engaged in a diplomatic brawl with the U.S. This was after its former envoy to Zambia, Ambassador Daniel Foote, made scorching remarks on the jailing of a gay couple to 15 years in prison by the High Court in Zambia. Prior to his expulsion from Zambia, Ambassador Foote had held a press briefing where he touched on corruption and matters centered on good governance. However, the remarks by Ambassador Foote, particularly those centered on gay rights, were widely condemned by the Zambian government. This saw the expulsion of Mr. Foote from the country via a démarche. However, the expulsion of Ambassador Foote was widely condemned by the US, who said that the country was dismayed that its envoy was considered persona non grata on Zambian soil. Many feared that the latest brawl between Zambia and the US would strain the warm and cordial ties that have existed between the two countries for a long time. The US government contributes over $500 million annually to Zambia in various sectors. Monica Bedu, Kopala TV News in Kitwe.
The opposition National Democratic Congress (NDC) party has suffered a setback after 100 of its members defected to the PF in Kitwe. Victoria Mukupo has details in the following report.
With only 18 months to go before the August 2021 general pause, various political parties are busy mobilizing their structures on the ground. The governing PF, on one hand, wants to ensure that it maintains its grip in all parts of the country. PF Provincial Chairman Nathan Chanda has received defectors from the opposition National Democratic Congress Party, the NDC. The defectors from the NDC were received by Mr. Chanda, who is also Luansha Mayor in Kitwe. The defectors from the opposition were led by NDC Kitwe Chair Lady Edith Chulu. And the ex-NDC members are happy to join the PF. The Copper Belt Provincial PF leadership says the party is ready to receive NDC leader Chimba Kambwili back into the governing party.
We want to welcome you to PF. Feel free to work here, and we want you, the district and Frere district to work hand in hand with our members who have joined us. In PF nga join takuli ati ababa kale ababa new bonse tuli ba PF. Let's go out and mobilize the party. And you've made the right decision. We are aware that even others who are remaining in NDC, including NDC leader, you will come and join PF.
Nathan Chanda, led provincial executive, has also maintained that the region is a no-go area for the opposition. Victoria Mukpo, Kopala TV News in Kitwe.
But the NDC on the Copper Belt, through its provincial chairperson Chipoka Mulenga, has described the defections as stage managed.
It's quite a shame to see a ruling party staging defections. It's very clear that the PF have reached the end of the road. Here on the Copper Belt, who in their right state of mind would even wish to join the PF, looking at the sufferings they have brought to the Zambian people, the high cost of living, the taxes every day they are doing? Honestly, who would even want to join the PF? It's a pity that under President Edgar Lungu, they have gone on to keep lying to the Zambian people about living standards and about Kamwiri even joining the PF. They are now using the misguided young mayor on the Copper Belt to cheat that NDC members in Kitwe are joining PF. Our structures are very intact and NDC is getting stronger by the day. It's unfortunate. Keep cheating yourselves by staging defections. It is just making you even more and more unpopular. NDC is here to form government and we are getting stronger, especially on the Copper Belt, the mining town, the civil servants, the farming communities have given up on PF. So Nathan Chanda can stage these defections and it is just showing their desperation of how they have lost popularity. President Kamwiri is staying with NDC to offer a hope and a future. That is proven and tested leadership we have in Zambia. Who would even want to leave the PF? I mean, who would want to leave NDC for the PF? Honestly, here on the Copper Belt. Come on, even you, the media, before you even publish some of these stories, check with our structures and see who has left. And this is a party that we have that is got core values that we believe in, that even members have come to believe in. So forget about those staged defections. NDC is very sound and strong on the Copper Belt.
Still in political news, the PF has urged media practitioners in the country to be professional. PF Copperbelt Provincial Vice Secretary Jonas Chanda says it is unfortunate that some sections of society are abusing the media to champion their hidden agendas. Dr. Chanda, who is also Bwana Mukubwa lawmaker, said this in Kitwe during a meeting organized by the party in Kitwe.
You carry in your hands a weapon which is more powerful than a nuclear bomb. Because Nawashitali mislead and Rwanda, why genocide happened? Because there was like a radio station. And they killed 1 million people. It was the media which was there. And also which came to Niba media of Pantanj. But also which came to Niba media of Pantanj, responsible journalism. So the reason we have made is that we need to have media ethics, journalism ethics, to tell the people the truth. Even when you criticize, it has to be constructive criticism. If I'm parliament, the speaker will always sit you down. No, if you facts, you have to lay the facts on the table. We're not from the parliament. Factual debates. Na media therefore fishing ganishi. Everyone go in. Not to book people social media na maposa, Zambia no show. Even if you want to say what we are calling fake news, the era of fake news has to be over.
The University of Zambia Lecturers and Research Union, UNZALARU, says only idiots. The University of Zambia Lecturers and Researchers Union, UNZALARU, says only idiots will vote for the PF government in the 2021 general polls. But UNZA management has distanced itself from the demeaning statement attributed to lecturers at the institution. UNZA Registrar Sitali Wamundila says the statement has no blessings from UNZA management. Mr. Wamundila says UNZA management condemns in the strongest terms the language used attributed to the union and its agents. Mr. Wamundila has told Kopala TV in a statement that the Unzalaro statement does not in any way represent the position of management and the institution. In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after the break. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to, with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samaria Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Ndola, or call us on 0212 613 336 or 0212 619 992. Samaria Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back. The Zambian DNA has taken a swipe at opposition political parties that are busy condemning President Edgar Lungu and the PF government. Zambian DNA spokesperson Spooky Mulemwa has since advised the head of state to ignore the agents of doom.
The Zambian DNA has noted that whilst President Edgar Lungu is busy commissioning developmental projects such as the Sunbird Bioenergy Africa project, including projects in southern provinces Dundumwezi, in this short period of time he has been in office, opposition leaders have gone on rampage to distract him from doing the work he was elected for. We are alive to President Lungu's quest to create the much-needed jobs for the local people by taking industries to rural areas in an effort to improve the Zambian people's welfare. However, unlike President Lungu, who is passionate about improving the people's welfare, opposition leaders in Zambia have spent many years distracting those in authority from doing their work by attacking everything they say or do. We therefore humbly appeal to the Republican President to ignore his detractors by continuing to deliver on his campaign promises.
Former opposition MMD National Youth Secretary Tobias Kafumukache has advised the current MMD leadership to provide a roadmap leading to the holding of a party convention. Mr. Kafumukache said this in an interview with Kopala TV News. MMD President Nevers Mumba recently hinted that the party would go for a convention this year.
The views about the convention of the movement for multi-party democracy, I wish to give a guide. There is no panic whatsoever, because what Honorable Kavindere, the former Vice President, indicated that MMD is due for a convention. I do not see why we should go on rampage to tell the members of our party that there is a convention. Honorable Kavindere did indicate that MMD is due for a convention. Dr. Mumba has equally agreed that in this year, 2020, we are going to have a convention. So we do not know what is the views about this rampage that is we are having, where it is becoming like a song of the day that people should do, ravage the whole country and canvas their message to the members. The members of MMD, they are very much aware, and they cannot be educated by being told that there is time for the convention. The members, they know that MMD is already due for the convention. So what we would like to urge is that the current leadership, let them immediately begin the exercise of integrating our members. They must begin to integrate our members, because we know for sure that Honorable Mutati did have a big number, a large number of followers whom we would like to integrate in this executive that is there that the courts ruled. So it is thereby mentioned or guided to this executive to put up a roadmap. We want to see the roadmap for the convention. We want to see what are the terms of reference to this convention. They must convene their so-called National Executive Committee to immediately begin to plan for the convention, because we only have 4 quarters. The first quarter has already begun.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us after this. Samaria Limited is a versatile company dedicated to meeting every need any of our customers may have. With us, you're guaranteed to have a pleasant and easy shopping experience with the best returns for your money's worth. We guarantee the best customer service in addition to the finest quality beverages at affordable prices. We have all your hardware requirements, from roofing sheets, wiring, piping, and much more. At Samaria Limited, we believe in good workmanship. Working well with one another is what gets our job done. Stationery is an essential. Whether it's a pencil for your personal drawings and designs, or a roll of paper for the company printer, we've got you covered. We stock various brands simply for your preference. We have an Airtel booth within our premises with airtime ready and available for all customers. We also offer Airtel Money services for easy money transactions and efficient clerks to attend to you, ensuring a fast and smooth procedure. If you're in need of any electronics, our store should be your go-to, with appliances ranging from household specifics to industrial commodities such as generators and inverters. If you need it, we have it. Our wholesale store stocks the best quality in food and other products, including cleaning necessities. And above all, our affordable prices ensure that you know how much we value you. You can find Samaria Limited along President Avenue North, opposite Zambia Railways in Dola, or call us on 0212-613-336 or 0212-619-992. Samaria Limited, your one-stop center for all you need.
Kopala TV, Kopala, ya buena, buena, mumu, Kopala. My number. Ishusho limentindea za yama OG urushani. Kopala TV.
Yama OG. Imuntu wandi Yesu. Fwebene by fwebene. Fwebene. I did the kalasti. Yako kopala futi yaba kopala.
Manje kuikatashani yoina. Na ena ya kuntambo oro ni jiviji.
Wala iwe. Ile sangwa patopsta decoder. Channel 98 paku. Ninshi yatubira. Puta menso ninshi yalila ni efidimbwe. Kule izimoli la femunjazi.
So yuri landati Kopala TV tayawanga yama boiling channel wako watu wachila tamba fe wino. Kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona. Uruwa mfotoro. Bantu ifuma chane we fingi. Fiamu pura fi.
Alola iwe. Kopala TV ni Kopala futi eile kuchalo. No shali mokuba molasti. Elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number. Ukwambila fipa my number pandola. Lwansha. Kito paketi ke. Mufurila mufuken. Chingola pa chingo begi na chidila. Iwe. Kopala TV, liko.
Muntu wanja pakushongora fika top star we tatande tambera pofi Kopala TV. Pachani o 98 apa kude konkana ne charo bamba to bamba. Ni pate after pate. Wo, pate after pate. Wo. Kopala TV, OG. Yeah. Kopala TV, available on Topstar Channel 98. Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Welcome back. An economist at the Copperbelt University, CBU in Kitwe, says the imminent war between the United States and Iran will negatively affect crude oil prices on the international market. Dr. Collins Mudenda said this in an interview with Kopala TV News in Kitwe.
Let's say the instability that is brewing in the Middle East, mainly between the US and Iran, what is the effect or what is the expected effect on the price of fuel? Now, Iran is a contributor to the global fuel supply in many ways. Therefore, any conflict with another nation, including the US, becomes a risk on the global supply for crude. Crude is what is supporting most economies in the world because the major input to the production of petrol, diesel, kerosene, and other fuels. Therefore, the instability coming from the killing of the Iran generals is very risky on the global supply. Therefore, it shall soon see a lot of changes in prices arising from speculation from investors, arising from fear that there could be further escalation in conflicts which will limit the global supply of crude. Once the global supply of crude limits or the production reduces, that means that there will be less supply to the market and the demand keeps increasing. Therefore, the price definitely is going to go up beyond $75 a barrel.
Iran has carried out a ballistic missile attack on air bases housing U.S. forces in Iraq in retaliation for the U.S. killing of General Qasem Soleimani. We monitored the BBC for this report.
The roar of rockets as Iran hits back at the United States. Two bases in Iraq, both housing American forces, struck by Iranian missiles. Shouts of be careful, get inside," in this footage, reportedly taken as the missiles struck. The Pentagon says 2 bases, one in Erbil in northern Iraq and the other to the west of the capital Baghdad, were struck by numerous rockets. Iran says the attack was launched in revenge for the US assassination of the Iranian general Qasem Soleimani. Reacting to the strikes, Donald Trump took to Twitter. All is well. Missiles launched from Iran at 2 military bases located in Iraq. Assessment of casualties and damages taking place now. So far, so good. We have the most powerful and well-equipped military anywhere in the world, by far. I will be making a statement tomorrow morning. For his part, the Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif wrote, Iran took and concluded proportionate measures in self-defense under Article 51 of UN Charter, targeting base from which cowardly armed attack against our citizens and senior officials were launched. We do not seek escalation or war, but we will defend ourselves against any aggression. American politicians were quick to respond to the attacks.
I think it's important that we consult with our allies in the region, that the President consult with Congress, and that he put forward a clear strategy for how to de-escalate this particular situation.
I want to know whether the Iranians were shooting at our people or at infrastructure. But it is clear this is just another example of Iran trying to export terrorism. Iran wants to take over Iraq. Duh.
The bases are symbolic targets. Donald Trump visited al-Assad in 2018. More than 5,000 US troops are currently stationed in Iraq. Tehran's response comes just hours after the burial of Qasem Soleimani. Both sides are now watching the other to see what they'll do next and how they'll respond. Olivia Krellin, BBC News.
Meanwhile, an Iran Boeing 737 with more than 170 people on board has crashed in Iran. Iran Red Crescent said there was no chance of finding survivors. According to the BBC, the plane crashed a few minutes after taking off from Iran's Imam Airport. We monitored the BBC once again.
Rescue workers say there were no survivors. The Ukraine International Airlines Boeing 737 was bound for Kiev. Iranian media reports say the aircraft came down due to technical problems. One official said it had been on fire. Well, our news reporter Gareth Barlow is with me. Gareth, what more can you tell us?
Like you say, this Boeing 737-800 had only just left the airport in Iran, destined for Ukraine, crashed very shortly after takeoff. Satellite tracking suggests that it crashed somewhere in hilly, rugged terrain, and footage from the scene shows widespread debris, the emergency services retrieving bodies with body bags, the Red Crescent, the Reuters news agency also reporting the Iranian state media saying that there are no survivors. At least 170 people have died in this incident. The figures are slightly variable, but we know at least 170 have died. And emergency services being quoted saying the fire was so heavy they couldn't do anything to perform a rescue. They had ambulances and helicopters, but unable to help.
It's far from clear the cause of this crash. We know the flight was delayed by an hour and it was quite soon after takeoff. What we're being told is technical issues.
Yes, that's what state media is reporting, technical problems. It's an incredibly good aircraft. It has a very reliable safety record, and the 737-800 is operated by lots of airlines around the world. It's very unusual for them to crash at all, let alone just after takeoff. This plane was only about 3.5 years old, so it's very new, very modern, very technical aircraft. Obviously, we're being told that there were technical issues, but there's no more information than that.
And just for those who may be thinking about the 737 MAX, this is a completely different aircraft. The 737 MAX entire fleet has been grounded globally, hasn't it?
Yes.
Since last year.
Since last year. This is the 737-800. For their part, Boeing, the aircraft manufacturer, has put out a statement saying it's aware of the reports in Iran and it's gathering more information at the moment. That's all they've said so far.
And where this plane crashed, just outside the international airport in Tehran, it was quite difficult terrain to get to, wasn't it, for those who were trying to get there, rescue workers, etc. Yes,
footage from the scene we're seeing on the flight radar at the moment. As it leaves the airport, it travels towards more rugged mountainous terrain. You can see some of the reports and the footage from the scene showing, debris covering a wide area and no real discernible parts of an aircraft. It is completely scattered and lots of small pieces, meaning it's very hard to try and ascertain any survivors or the number of people killed, and equally quite what caused this.
To end the Kopala TV main news, we take a look at the headlines once again. United States reaffirms its commitment to working with Zambian government. Ruling PF receives defectors from NDC. Iran targets US troops with ballistic missiles. And 170 people feared dead in Iran plane crash. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. My name is Wawila Musongole, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
WHOLESALE.